Welcome, fans, to PTM Racing TV tonight for the Winter Series Championship night at Phoenix Raceway. It's your boy, Robert Warrens, ready to take you on a wild ride tonight for the championship. Forget the snooze button. This ain't your grandma's race. Get ready for some heart pounding action with some witty commentary and maybe some doubtful jokes. We're going to be taking through you watching some epic moments tonight as these guys just bang it out and race hard. We're just about to take the grid, as you can see, as these guys are getting ready to go for 110 laps tonight at Phoenix. It's going to be a very interesting race. We have tons of points battles going on. Just 7 points separating out the top 3 cars. And our current points leader, the 78 machine, on the pole, Christian Challoner, starting P1 tonight. P2, Austin Fitzgerald in the 74 machine. Second in points, P3, Justin Lowry, number 46. P3 in points, P4, Chuck Sweeting in that 65 machine. He's currently 5th in points. The 5th place car, Ty Ippolito, is on the grid for 5th. 6th going out to Dustin Karshner. He's currently 4th in points. 7th tonight, 39, Brad Wren. 8th, Daniel Johnson. 9th, 84, Medeiros. 10th, David Fuge. 11th, Jeffrey Souza. These guys are getting ready to grid up, so we're just going to switch right over to the race. We'll cover the rest of the field as we get going. Definitely get ready tonight for some action. Green's out and they're underway. Challenger gets good launch. Fitzgerald, little struggle on the outside, and Lowry tucks in behind Challoner. These guys have gone great as far as maintaining, long green flag runs. So, pitch strategy can become a factor right away as, this runs down. Have we seen through this 12 races previously, and the 13th race now, is these guys like to get settled in, single out, and create some good racing. So we're going to be watching them all night, and I hope you stay tuned to see this action just roll. Phoenix Speedway, probably one of my most favorite tracks. It's just a mile oval. It's been redone, and these guys are running the open dog leg, so you're going to see them dip below the yellow line. Great to see, various lines you can see as we're just watching. Some are running the yellow line in turns 1 and 2. Yellow is out. We'll try to see what happened here. See what action happened early on. It's not typical for us to see a caution right away. 1 second while we figure out what's going on. Doubt we're going to see anybody roll through the pits, but it looks like I've caught up with the action here, so let's tune in. Just riding with the 36 machine of Mertz. He just gets squirrely coming out of turn 4, unfortunately. Or sorry, just after the dog leg. Looks like just a rough transition. Getting tagged, I believe, by, was that the 14 car of Mike Ellis? Let's watch it one more time. As it comes out the dog leg, gets a little squirrely, and you can see there. It goes up and tags them. But it looks like both those cars didn't really sustain too much damage, so happy to see that. Got a long way to go, 160 laps, so pitch strategy tonight. We'll probably see these drivers come in, I would imagine, around, splitting the run. around lap 80 or so, 85-ish, back under green. Or sorry, we're back back live. Didn't have too much shuffling up front. Taking a look at Jeffrey Souza's machine. He actually qualified 11th. He's up to 9th. Touched on Fuge here. Started 10th and 10th right now. And we also visited Medeiros in the 84 machine. Currently 11th, queued 9th. Checking on the 72 machine of David Hall. Started 13th, currently 12th. They're going green. Pop in some more of these cars shortly. Start to cover off the field, get a look at the paints. Pace cars ducking in, getting ready for some more action. Take a look at the chopper view, see what we got for how Challenger fires off again. You saw Lowry tuck in behind him, and Fitzgerald struggled a little bit to find speed. So this has been the battle of the widths here on these restarts, and he's off early. Challenger gets a good jump. Lowry stays high. Door to door with Fitzgerald going into the first turn. Typically see a little bit more traction on the higher side on the exit of 2 as they charge down into turn 3. Lowry gets a nice little run on the exit of 2. It's not going to be enough. These guys are going to keep battling. It's going to allow Challenger to squeak away. He's squeaked out to about a half-second lead already. And, you know, Phoenix to me is really a tire wear, tire management track. So, you know, Challenger being out front, he's going to be able to manage his tires a little bit more. And racing hard with the others. Move a little bit further back in the field as these guys start to single out. Checking on the 61 machine of O'Hara. Nice looking ride. Lots of time to go, 151 laps to go. Just 10 laps in, 1 caution so far. PTM Racing TV for the Winter Series at Phoenix for championship night. Let's see if we can find some battles. Mike Harris slips up high on the track. Not sure what's happening with him. Let's see what's going on. He just falls back a little bit, lets a bunch of cars go low. Josh Campbell pumps the brakes. Tire smoke from him. Drivers stay out of trouble. Looking at some of these lap times, we'll check in on our front few. See the lap times there is Challenger's running less than 28-second laps, and everyone else is 28.1, 28.2. So, you know, he's setting the pace early, and he's looking to gap the field right away. I'm sure you can just smell the race fumes, smell the rubber. These guys are going to be giving it all they got tonight for championship night. Touching on some of the other points battles, you know, as I mentioned earlier, it's just 7 points between the top 3 cars. That's Challoner, Fitzgerald, and Lowry. But also an interestingly tight battle between 4th and 5th in the 35 machine, Dustin Karshner, and the 65 machine of Chuck Sweeting. 2 points just separate them. Really, it's just a cat and mouse game of who gets out ahead and, you know, possibly has a car in between them. And, you know, that could be the story there. A little bit further back for points, we're looking at 7th through 10th. They just have 12 points separating them. So really one driver just needs a good run, finish in the top 10. Well, another driver might slip out. There's 22 cars in the field tonight, so there's definitely a lot of room for these drivers to make up a bunch of different points. And interestingly enough, we look a little bit further back in the points. 11th, Johnson. Dixon is in 12th, and Souza in 13th, all separated by 1 point. So we'll be checking in on these drivers later to see how they're shuffling out, but looking at the field right now, it looks like Souza would win that battle with him currently up sitting in the 12th position. We got a tie for 15th place in points between Brad Wren and Pajari. Both of them have had interesting finishes the last few races where they've, you know, had good runs, got up front, you know, made themselves noticeable on the track, and then, you know, the luck lady strikes down and they fall back as the run progresses. So a lot of interesting battles. Right now we're just riding along with Fitzgerald as Ippolito made the pass. These guys might be conserving. Might have to pop to the cockpit view, see what their shifts look like. Phoenix is known to wear out the tires, and if you use up that right front or the right rear by getting on it too hard, you could be putting yourself in a handful. It's a long way to go. Nice and smooth down to the bottom into 3. Smooth line for Fitzgerald. Not pushing the car too hard. Running the seam, going into 1. Diamonds it down, smooth up to the wall. You can see he's nice and clean as he accelerates, not getting any wheel slip, making sure to use the most of that car. Let's take a look a little bit further up at the 46 machine of Lowry. Currently 3rd in points, 7 back. Same thing for him, nice and smooth. Long way to go, but this one's going to go by really fast. 160 laps at Phoenix isn't too long. It's a mile oval. Championship night. Sean just about a 10th, half in between. Let's go with half a tenth to a tenth slower than our leader and our current points leader in the series for the Winter Series. And these guys are absolutely amazing drivers. Alright, let's check in on the 78 machine. On board with Challoner. Watching him shut down. Hear him pick up the throttle nice and smooth. Cuts the dog leg. Up to the wall. Down to the yellow line. Slight diamond in 1 and 2. Smooth up to the wall. Really like his entry there, as you can see. We'll see if he does it again, but you know, he's braking. It looks like to be just after the 3 cone on the wall, and then getting the car pointed before he's turning the wheel for the corner. That's really how you're going to maximize your tire savings. Points the car down, the wheel straight, and then gets the car down to corner speed, catches the apex, and then starts to steer it out. Nice smooth driving by the 78 machine. Alright, let's check in on some action a little bit further in the field. Hop on board, checking in on 22 of Fuge. Qualified 10th, currently in 8th. That Spartan machine, fancy paint job. It's got a rear view mirror full of the Hall machine, iRacers Lounge podcast with Brad Wren right in tow. Also powered by the iRacers Lounge podcast. Brad Wren is tucking up tight, looking to help Hall make a move. He's going to tuck under Fuge through the dogleg. Wren gets loose, saves it. Oh, he's hooking back up the track. No carnage happens. That's what I was talking about, folks. You know, right before our eyes, we have some action. And, you know, here we are. These drivers respect the track, respect each other, get it woed up, keep the green flag racing going. And unfortunate for Brad, he's going to be falling back. Looks to be about the 14th or 15th position. And he's probably going to sacrifice a little bit more as those tires get hot. He's got a handful now as there's a train on the inside of him. Campbell and Wren battle down the stretch. Wren gets a good corner there. .30 laps into the run, 131 to go. Phoenix Raceway Winter Series Championship night on PTM Racing TV. Impressive group of drivers. Just bringing tons of talent to the show. .36 machine looks like he's woed up on the track. And he's down below the yellow line. No caution is out yet. He's below the racing surface. He's gonna get going. Gonna lose a lot of time, obviously. The leaders are coming up now. Coming out of turn 2 as he's getting geared up. Enter in turn 3, Mertz. And they're coming quick. You know, like, says a lot about the integrity of this series, these drivers. Caution is out now. Not sure what it's for. They might have thrown the caution. Actually, we're seeing the 22 machine. The pits. We'll go back and see. And find something. My oh my. Boy, do we have some carnage here. Back this up here and have you guys tune in just 1 second. Gonna see a big pit cycle as everyone is entering the pits right now, but you're gonna have an eyeful here as we're on board with the 22 machine of Fuge. Let's take a look at this. It's the dog leg. Looks like a little bit late entry. The car gets away from him, it breaks loose, and he's still trying to slide it, overcorrects, and just hammers down the wall. You can see that nose cone go away, and you can hear actually the motor pop. Sorry to hear for David. That might end his run if that team can't get his car repaired in time. These guys have all cycled through the pits. It looks like majority of them have taken 4 tires. Doesn't look like anybody was crazy. I mean, 34 laps in, the second caution now. Those tires are worn, they're heated up. You know, you got to get stickers if you want to battle for your points position tonight. My oh my. Carnage is early tonight. 2 cautions. Setting the stage. Now this caution might have an outcome on what the future of the race may hold. It might see the pit strategies change up a little bit because the tank holds approximately about 100 laps. They're going to be a little bit short to go the whole way, so our driver's going to be breaking that up halfway, trying to stretch it and grabbing 2 tires, right? Like, a lot of options here as it's still early on. Right now, just trying to figure out who our biggest mover might be. Looks so far up 11 spots is actually the 14 machine by Mike Ellis. Good job for him. Making moves, getting track position. We're going to pop back on with our leaders as they're coming up. The pace car's ducking in. They got to go down the stretch here before they hit the Geico restart zone. Check on in the blimp view. Good start by the 78 machine, and once again 46 and 74 battling out with Ippolito with 19, falling into 4th with Karshner getting up further front in the 4th position. These guys are already fanning out single file. Nice to see. They settle in for a long run. I'd say over the last few races, been definitely impressed with the Kingsman machine. Kingsman Racing of Daniel Johnson. He's really mounted up quite a few good runs, charging to the front. And he's, putting it together. I'm hoping tonight he's able to make it stick and get up there. Choose not to cut down in the dog leg. See, it's just as fast as Souza, who's in behind in the 96 car of Souza Media. Isn't able to mount additional time up, make a run. Car duck into the pits. Looks like the 20 machine of John Curley. Not sure what happened there. And also, fortunately, we have the 72 machine of Hall limping around with some right front damage. Get a moment later on, we'll we'll have to go back and see if we can cover that off, but not good, as these drivers are now, going laps down. On board with the 55 of Fonseca. Seen a lot of great runs. Fonseca, he's known to save his tires. Nice smooth lines and entry from him. First two cars of the 78 and the 46 have broken away about a 1.5 second lead on the pack in behind. Which leaves about 8 cars clustered together within 2 seconds. Looking at the lap times, 74 machine acoustic design system of Austin Fitzgerald looks to be saving his equipment for a longer run. Looking at the lap times, he's about 2 to 3 tenths slower than the cars in front of him. And it could be intentional. Last week I used a statement, don't think, don't blink, just drive. He's definitely thinking about, his points championship tonight, as he's only sitting a few points back from the 78 machine. On board with Gregory Hectus, who gets under Johnson there, making a run into turn 1. Little squiggle. Those two almost make contact. Hectus locks up the brake. Ellis gets by on the high side, or makes a run. Actually lets off, lets him go. Teammates there. iRacers Lounge podcast. Making strategic moves here. Long way to go. 47 laps in. Somebody must have took the magic eraser and scribbled out the 60 cars numbers, because I can't see them. Just have to call him the Blue Bandit tonight. On board with Medeiros, also a part of Kingsman Racing. Got Mertz in behind him. Several laps down, 2 laps down right now, getting out of the way of Hickson. And Sweeting in tow in behind Medeiros. Long way to go. If you're patient, save your tires, you're gonna, you might be laughing in about 40 laps from the guys that are pushing hard. But currently, right now, the leader has a 1.5 second gap on second place. So Challoner in first in the 78 machine, 1.5 seconds ahead of Justin Lauer in the 46 machine, with Ty Ippolito in third, about 3.5 to 4 seconds back from the leader. Looks like the lap times are leveling out. 28 2s and 3s across the board. Haven't checked in on him tonight. The big gut machine of Alan Pajari. Looks like he's taking it smooth, nice and easy. Started 16th tonight, currently in the 16th position. Hectus is still charging up front. Hop on board with Johnson. He's got a mirror full. Might be harder on those tires to cut the dog leg. Johnson's running the middle of 1 and 2. Nice and smooth entry into 3 and out of 4. Doesn't let that car get away from him. It's probably going to cost a little bit more fuel to run the high side of that dog leg. And Hectus is right up on his bumper, looking to make a move. These two were close last time, and you remember Hectus got maybe a little push loose out of the exit of turn 2. And it could have been a bad news story there. Drivers were able to gather it up. Johnson's going to clear him on the stretch. Hectus battling hard to take away that 6th position. Good battle right here. A lot more grip on the higher side of 2 on the exit there, so I'll have to check in back shortly. These two, feel the action's boiling down. Got a gaggle of cars. Just a little bit further back. Harris, Campbell, Souza, O'Hara, Sweeting. Last part of that. These guys are about 10 seconds back from the leader. 30 laps into their fuel run. About 65-ish or so to go. Lots of time. Challoner and Lowry continue to check out on the field. Woo, spinning out. Johnson. Caution is out. Right in front of us. Don't blink, don't think, just drive. And here we have another caution, 3rd caution of the night for the Winter Racing Series Championship night at Phoenix Raceway on PTM Racing TV. I'll have to go back and you're going to have to make the call about what happened here. Just figure it out. I'll have to see if drivers are going to be pitting. And I'm not sure to make, what to make of this one. But, if we got anyone live in the chat or anything that wants to make a comment, please do. But we're on board Johnson's machine here. Going into turn 3. Gets on the binders. Seeing a little tap. Hectus. Ren. Gets in some of the carnage, and those drivers are able to drive away. Unfortunate news for 75 machine, Kingsman Racing and Johnson. Those guys were battling hard, Johnson and Hectus. And we're going to try to see, you know, perhaps a different angle of it as these guys rip down the backstretch. Looks like Hectus, you know, maybe had good rolling speed and just double touch there. Sad to see it for Johnson, but you know, you make the call. Was Johnson at fault there? Was he not able to roll the corner? Was Hectus at fault for rolling too hard and not giving space? You know, bringing out the third caution tonight. We saw a couple drivers roll through the pits, and looks like the leader, Challoner, stayed out. And a bunch of other drivers stayed out. Just pop up the standings here. Looks like we had about half the field pit. It actually puts them in the window if this thing goes green to have the freshest tires, because they're 30 lap newer tires, which is quite substantial. So you saw the 74 machine pit in. Currently in second place points, Fitzgerald. He's now sitting further back in the field. And then also the 96 machine of Souza pit in. Hickson, 88 machines pitted in. 8 machine of Campbell pit in. Pajari pit in the 34. 14 Mike Ellis pit in. Brad Wren pit in. He had some damage. So yeah, interesting strategy for these drivers. You can just see the Challoner holding the fastest lap time there as well. Wow, oh wow. This is mixing up to be interesting. You know, based on what we're seeing tonight, 3 cautions so far, 63 laps in, 98 to go. Not really sure. 1 to green. Lights are out on the pace car. Challoner has been awesome at the start so far. Probably going to see another one. Focus in. Gonna see some good battles in a second. Great launch by Challoner. 46 doesn't get the launch he's looking for. Ippolito might be able to clear Lowry while Karshner and Hectus battle it out. You know, in about 10 laps, we're going to see those new tires and how they're, you know, that strategy is playing out. Back it up a little bit further. Looking at the battle between Karshner and the 35. The Blue Devil, the Blue Machine of Hectus, 65 Sweeting. With it looks like Fonseca on the inside. It's going to be a big, big deal having freshies. Might see some beep beep moments. And I mean, they should be able to go all the way. We're on board looking at the 74 machine of Fitzgerald on fresh tires. Now, if he's smart and uses them well, he should be able to make up considerable track position and put himself in the hot seat for the contention of that championship. Just see the power he gets off the corner. He's able to keep the power down, not slip the tires under Fonseca. 3 and 4 down through the dog leg. Just going to continue to see him charge forward as he's already 2/10 faster than field. Awesome raw power. Fitzgerald, that might have been the move. Acoustic Design Systems, 74 machine, Austin Fitzgerald making a charge to the front, making it happen, looking to capitalize on his strategy. From zero, well, not zero, from third to hero in only a few laps, and he's making it all happen. Revved up and ready to roar, making moves. On the outside, Ippolito making it look easy. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold him off. Long way to go, 91 laps to go. But he's coming, and he's coming fast. Next car that took tires, currently in 7th. Great run for Mike Harris. Charging to the front. Looking to make a move on Ippolito in the iRacers Lounge Podcast 14 machine. His yellow rims are popping. Smooth driving by Ellis. Taking it all the way to 5th. Let's see how far he gets up. Two cars that also took tires a little bit further back is the 96 machine of Souza and 88, who's just behind him, Dixon. They might be employing a different strategy, much more conservative. Let's see who ducked out down there. Might have been the 34 machine of Pajari. And just 7/10 back now. 74 machine, powered by Acoustic Design Systems, Fitzgerald. Making it happen, about 2 to 3 tenths faster a lap over the last few. My, oh my. You know, was this the move? Is this gonna potentially clinch the championship between the 78 and the 74 machine, putting 74 in the position to take home the title tonight for the Winter Series in race number 13 at Phoenix Raceway on PTM Racing TV. Nice crossover out of turn 2. Fitzgerald on the bottom, yellow line. Callender's not going to put up too much of a fight. Seen a lot of heads-up driving from him as he went on, I believe it was a 7-race win streak. Definitely no stranger to victory lane and strategy as he made the most of it. I mean, last week at Auto Club, we saw Lowry conserve his tires and then make a charge with, you know, a handful of laps left and was able to clinch the win. The week before that, we were at Bristol Motor Speedway where We saw a late race caution, and Fitzgerald, Challoner, and Henry, top three. Fitzgerald and Henry took 2 tires. Challoner took 4. And we saw the race slip away from Challoner, who had literally led the whole race and gave the win to Fitzgerald. So, events like that can really get in the driver's head and set the stage for just, making a slip up. But I don't expect that from Challoner. And rolling back just a little bit further, Mike Harris making use of those tires. P3. Great run for him. Great track. Like to see different drivers in the Winter Series make charges and showcase their skills in different areas. Campbell is also just a little bit further behind on the same strategy as Harris and Fitzgerald. Great run for him. Eight car is a nice looking machine. Ticking down, 79 laps to go. Great run for Campbell. Dynamic Autosports showcasing the skills and talent tonight. He got himself in a little bit of a mix-up, but here he is. 39 iRacers Lounge podcast. Brad Wren looking to make the move on Lowry. He's already got by Karshner. And this is where the strategy is going to come in. These are fresh tires. Brad Wren's on newer tires than Lowry, and there's not too much Lowry can say about it in that 46 machine. Nice run for Brad Wren. And on the 61 cars, he looks like he's a part of a battle with Ippolito Sweeting. Four running pretty close. Pajari's just not too far behind. Be a toss-up for the halfway award between O'Hara and Sweeting. Who's ever in that, halfway point in the halfway field position of the 22 cars tonight. Over halfway now, 75 laps to go, ticking down. Now, I've got to imagine that the field the stack of cars that didn't take tires is gonna need to splash for fuel and want to take tires, because it's gonna be a handful to drive as these tick down. So hoping not to see a caution come out at all. Love for this thing to go green. It's kind of like a Cinderella story, for either Fitzgerald or Lowry to clinch the title here, because Challoner has just had such a great run of success that, saw Lowry get a couple black flags. Pajari slides, gathers it up. But, Lowry had a couple black flags in a row, and you saw some points slip away from him. Fitzgerald, couple unfavorable finishes, nothing egregious, but when you're sitting a position or two back from where you need to be, that means everything for a championship. Jari's losing control of the car. Sliding. I'm hoping he keeps it together because we don't need to see a caution. Campbell's trying to make the move on Challoner. Ellis hasn't been able to pull away too far. This is, probably not the situation Challoner wants to be in, having both the front of his nose and his rearview mirror filled with fresher tires, but 27 lap newer tires, almost 30 laps, is substantially an advantage. '22-car field, we have 3 cars out now, leaving 19 to battle it out. 18th and 19th are a few laps down, so leaving 17 cars on the lead lap. Looks like Fitzgerald is about 10 seconds back from putting a few cars a lap down. A little bit further back, Larry Arshner nose to tail. Turn 3 and 4. Just hanging on, hoping for a caution. Nobody wants to roll through and have green flag stops if they don't have to, especially this group of drivers. Great run, ticking down, 69 to go. Fitzgerald has broken away to over a 4-second lead. But, you know, as it stands right now, with Challoner in third, that's not going to be enough points for these drivers or for Fitzgerald to clinch the championship. He needs to win by 4 spots, so Challoner would have to finish 5th to gain 4 points to get that championship. And with the amount of cars on that different strategy, if this goes green, we might have that Cinderella story. Just like I said at the start, forget the snooze button tonight. 66 laps to go. This ain't your grandparents racing. This is the Winter Series, race number 13 at Phoenix. Championship night on PTM Racing TV. Checking in on the 96 machine of Jeffrey Souza. One on the outside of O'Hara. Wow, oh wow, this keeps going green. I'm happy to see it. The battles on the track. Looks like Challoner is hanging on to P2. There might have been trouble with Harris as he's starting to slip back. Fitzgerald out to a 5.5, 6 second lead. Depending on where they are on the track. And it looks like Fitzgerald is fixing the catch the last lead lap cars. He's got about 6-7 seconds to go, but I mean, based on the lap times, it's about a half second a lap. He should probably see them in about 15 laps or so if he maintains the current pace. Let's pop on board with Fitzgerald on his cockpit, see how his line's looking. Nice and smooth. He's really just got to take care of his equipment and, make it work, and hopefully through the pit cycles he's able to make up those positions, because there's definitely enough cars on the track if this goes green and those other cars are able to maintain position. It's going to be hard for Challoner to get those spots. Challoner is actually coming down pit road. My oh my, coming in early. Guess it's not really early. There's 59 laps to go. He's got to do something here. He might set the tone to see others come in. Now this is where, you pit early. Is this going to be the strategy that you want? Or is a caution going to come out? What's going to happen here? Gotta stay tuned here. No snooze buttons today. Might be a few beep beep moments with Challoner as he gets those fresh tires bolted on. Nice pit exit. He's back on the track. He's a lap down. About a lap and a half back from the leader, 74, Gerald. Other cars are coming down pit road, the 61, the 19, and the 84. So O'Hara, Ippolito, and Medeiros are all starting to dip in. Wow. The stands tonight, they're filled. Beautiful track views. Phoenix, Arizona. A hot one this afternoon. And you're tuned in on PTM Racing TV for the Winter Series Championship night. 55 laps to go. More pit cycles are completing. We got the 35 machine on his way into the pits now. 60 of Hectus just leaving. Locks it up, slides it in nice. They're going to start working on that. Right sides go up. A few cars haven't pit now. The 46 Lowry and the 55 of Fonseca. $53 laps to go. Lots of racing left. Machine coming in. That's a little surprising. He had a pit stop earlier on the last caution, electing to take more tires. Same with 88 machine. Dixon. Maybe they were questioning fuel. Didn't take enough. "51 laps to go." We're gonna take a moment and crank it up. Hopefully no crazy action happens, as the pit cycles have been completed. Crank It Up, brought to you by PTM Racing TV. Get back to live action. Looks like Fitzgerald still racing his heart out. Challoner taking his lap back. He's going to be on the lead lap now, chasing down the cars in front of him. Now, if the race was to end right now, Fitzgerald would be crowned your champion for the Winter Series tonight at Phoenix Raceway. But I don't think Challoner is ready to roll over, employing his strategy. Impressive run for both the 46 and 55. 46 Lowry currently in P2. Fonseca actually just darts into the pits. He's running P3. 34 machine still out on the track. Jari currently in 4th position. And lo and behold, 96, same strategy as Pajari, just making it work. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. 43 laps to go. PTM Racing TV Winter Series Championship night. If you tuned in, you tuned in for the right night of action. A lot of points championships going on points battles going on right now between all these drivers. Taking a look at Pajari, currently in 15th in points against Brad Wren, Brad Wren is currently 16th, so Bajari would make a substantial jump on Brad and clinch the 15th spot. Another battle to consider, battle between Karshner and Sweeting. Sweeting is currently in the 8th position, and Karshner is actually 2 spots ahead. So Karshner would clinch the 4th place position. Then the battle between the 46 machine, who's currently 3rd in points with 442, 2nd place. But that's not going to be enough for him. The current lay of the land needs 7 points to clinch, 8 points to clinch the championship, or 8 positions. And with Challoner in 3rd, that's definitely not going to be enough, and he's closing in quick. Right now, talk of the town is on board with the 74 machine. He's got over a 15-second lead on 2nd place. Now, if this thing stays green, I'm going to wonder if, anyone's going to be able to catch him, but it's not going to be enough points, because currently in 2nd, 3 points back of our leader in points, the 78 machine of Challoner. It's just, setting blistering speed laps. He's almost a second a lap faster. So it's going to be interesting to see how long people can hold on. Any cautions come out, what happens in that caution, only time will tell. We have 37 laps to go for the Winter Series on PTM Racing TV at Phoenix Raceway. 160 lap battle on this 1 mile mini trioval. Great track, 2 very distinctive turns in between, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Swooping turn, 1 and 2, and a much tighter turn in 3 and 4, and then you go through the dog leg. Crazy times. Another battle of points we have to consider is actually Paul. He had some carnage, unfortunately, happen to him. He's currently in 7th in points, and the driver that's going to take it all away from him will be Campbell. I mean, mathematically, something bad has to happen to Campbell for him not to get into 7th position. But also, if Fonseca as well, who's only a few points back from Campbell. It's a lot further back, but they're on a similar strategy right now. So it looks like Campbell would win that battle. Great run for Jeffrey Souza. He's currently battling for 13th position in points. And by looking at it, he will get Johnson and Hickson right now if the race was to finish right, presently with 34 laps to go. He would move up a few spots. Great to see. Great run for him. He had a great run at Auto Club last week, and consistently he's been putting it together again and again. Hickson did have a great opening battle at Daytona, taking the win, but just hasn't been able to mount the luck, the strategy to keep him up front in the points and have consistent finishes. Winding down. Speed is the lead. That 74 machine only got a 15-second lead on Challoner now. Insane as Challoner makes the mount back. 30 laps to go. You know, I'd be happy with a win here if I was Fitzgerald. I'd be more happy with the championship, but it doesn't look like that's going to be in the cards tonight unless some fairy godmother waves a wand. Picking on the 34 machine of Pajari. Chasing Karshner. Great run for Pajari in the 5th position. Started 16th. And this, you know, Phoenix is not an easy track to drive. So happy to see him having a great run tonight. That big gut Ford. Been quiet, but we'll check in on him. 40 machine, Tim Phillips. Looking like a white rocket as he goes under Lowry through the dog leg. Much newer tires than Lowry. He carefully strategizes the pass as he makes it out of 2, down the drag strip into 3. "28 laps to go." Not a lot of time. We've had 3 cautions tonight for 11 laps. We saw some pit strategies play out. But, I mean, looking at Lowry, he's been on the track for 100 laps. "100-lap run on those tires." Wonder if they got blisters and they're screaming. If the tires could talk, what would they say? '74 machine. Coming into the pits, that's going to be our leader. Acoustic Design Systems, Austin Fitzgerald. In the Camaro. Let's take a watch what he does. Up on the right. Up on the left. He's going to be taking 4 and he gets rolling. A little bit of smoke. It's going to go a lap down as Challenger just passes him. Oh, my apologies. He is going to stay on the lead lap. Wait for my ticker to update. I think he just got out in front of Challenger. 46 machine, same as well. Rolling in the pits. Up on the right. Up on the left. 24 laps to go. Good job for Lowry. Shaking the rattlesnake off of his back. Crazy run for him. 23 laps to go. Our newest leader, no stranger to being in the lead, is the 78 machine. The mega Ford of Christian Challenger. Current points leader for the Winter Series on championship night. Winding down really fast. I don't think Fitzgerald is going to have enough time to get back to him, unfortunately. Take a look at the times. I would suspect that Lowry has an extra set of tires as he hung on for 100 laps. You know, great run. This 8 machine, Campbell, very impressive. Looks like he's on the right side of the coin, sitting in P3 tonight. Since we've been around at PTM Racing TV, this potentially could be Campbell's first podium finish in the Dynamic Autosports Chevy. He's got Sweeting in behind him on an older strategy, as well as Souza. Doesn't look like they're going to be really competition for him. We'll check in on the lap times. 28.9 for Campbell, 29 flat for Sweeting, and Hickson has split. So Souza's the next car back, so we'll just click on him for a second. 29.6, so he's really off the pace. But Fitzgerald is coming, so I'm rooting for you, Campbell. Get going. $18 laps to go. Is it going to be enough time for Fitzgerald to steal the win, but not the championship from Challoner? Fitzgerald darts under Hickson through the dogleg. That's a good run into turn 1. He's going to have some clear track as he chases down Campbell. I spoke too soon. Campbell's going to have a mirror full as he's looking to hold off Fitzgerald, but he won't be able to. Those fresh tires are screaming, "Let me by!" 15 laps to go. Challoner's got about I guess a third of track lead. He's about 10 seconds ahead, 15 seconds ahead, I guess, depending on where they're bouncing around to. Not going to be enough time, I think, unless a caution comes out. And if it does, we could have a whole different race. Drivers could have tires. I was rooting for you, Campbell, to stay in the podium tonight. Doesn't look like it's going to be possible unless some type of carnage happens. Looking on Karshner, see how he's doing. Chevrolet Accessories Camaro. Has Mertz on his bumper. Mertz has fresh tires. Eleven laps to go. It looks like Fitzgerald is going to be closing in on Karshner. About 3 seconds back now. Times are leveling out between Fitzgerald and Challoner. He's gaining about 7/10 a lap. Not going to be enough time. Great run for Fonseca, currently in 6th position. If there's any battles on the track for us to take a look at. Money car Curly goes under Pajari. 46 gets under Maderos in the 84 machine, fresh tires. It's a long run, long season, 13 races in the season, and it's coming down with 8 laps to go, and guys put their hearts, their souls into it, and this is, what you're left with at the end of the battle of 13 races. You're going to have some happy faces and some broken hearts tonight. Did you get where you expected? Did you finish where you expected? What can you do differently next season? What's going to be your strategy? Is it changing up your pit crew, looking at your crew chief, looking at your testing cycles, all these things to consider. And we've seen a lot of great racing winter series on PTM Racing TV, a lot of green flag runs. And just respectful racing all around. But there can only be one winner. 6 laps to go. Fitzgerald has caught Karshner. Winding down, 4 to go. Fitzgerald makes the pass going into 1. Karshner can't do too much. He's got 30 lap older tires. And it's looking like the points is going to be settled up where they are tonight. Challoner clinching the championship if it finishes now. Fitzgerald finishing P2 and Lowry finishing P3. Take a look at Challoner. Lowry's caught him. Challoner just moves high, rolls over, lets him go. Lowry was a lap down, getting his lap back. Smart move. 20 car moving in. That's John Curley. Last lap. Your leader, Christian Challoner, is going to be potentially winning his 8th race of the season tonight. Winter Series. Crazy times. And that'll be the race. Christian Challoner takes home the victory Doing a little wiggly dance. Nice save. You got to bring that thing to victory lane still. Settle down, cowboy. But, I'm sure he's excited to come back, from the points deficit that he had and make the championship his in this 13-lap battle. Something really to celebrate. Is a success coming out on top of 13 races in dominating fashion. 8 wins. Strategy played out tonight for him. Crazy to see Christian Challoner take the championship unofficially in the Winter Series tonight at Phoenix Raceway on PTM Racing TV. Outstanding driver, outstanding strategies, puts it together. Don't think, don't blink, just drive. This man did it all. Burning it down for the fans at Phoenix. Excellent driving, excellent driving. Have to see if we get anybody up in the booth tonight. Talk about what's been going on for this season, what they could do differently, what they could change. Chase down 78 machine, a Challoner, a fast and furious Ford Mustang. He's not done burning it down, folks. Might go all night. Just gonna let him keep going. Don't see why not. Something to celebrate for sure. 8 wins tonight, 22 car field. Check the screen, you can see how people finished tonight. Campbell finished 5th. Shout out to him for that P5. Big finish for him. Happy to see him finish up front. So your rundown of your top 5 is Challoner in 1st, Fitzgerald 2nd, Karshner 3rd, Fonseca 4th, Campbell 5th, 6th through 10th, Sweeting, Para, Lowry, Ippolito, and Souza. 11th through 15th, Medeiros, Phillips, Pajari, Hectus, and Hickson. 16th to 20th is Ellis, Curley, Wren, Mertz, Johnson. And 21st and 22nd to Hall and Dave. Great run. He's still shaking it down, folks. Champion tonight. Christian Challoner. Congratulations, sir, on the Winter Series battle. Back a little. If you have any action we can cover. Just a great strategy for that 78 machine. I don't think anybody could touch him all night. Set the fastest lap in the race. 8 wins this season, Winter Series. And his strategy played out. He didn't pit under the caution. He pit with about 60 laps to go. He was able to make up the time. As Fitzgerald and others pit with about 30 laps to go. Your unofficial champion of the Winter Series, Christian Challoner in that 78 machine. That's going to be it for our broadcast tonight, folks. Thank you for tuning in to PTM Racing TV. This is definitely not a snooze fest whatsoever on championship night for the Winter Series. My, oh my. I hope next season is just as exciting as this one. These drivers were top-notch, tons of respectful racing, and just want to thank everybody once again for tuning in on PTM Racing TV for the Winter Series Championship night at Phoenix Speedway. Great battles, and I hope you catch some of our future broadcasts again. Take care, everyone. Robert Warren signing off.